After searching through 4 buildings without any hints of the silver-haired girl, Damon was frustrated. "Are you looking for anything in particular?" Nora asked when she noticed Damon spacing out in the middle of the hallway. Damon shrugged and shook his head. He wasn't sure himself. Nora stepped closer to him and said in a sultry voice, "Whatever you want, I can give you." Damon frowned. "Keep your distance, Nora, or people might get the wrong idea." She didn't move, and his expression darkened. "Do you want to start rumors about us? I wonder what Alpha Edward would say if he thinks there is something going on between us. I'm sure you're aware of my reputation. One more girl won't make a difference, but for you, Marcy's own friend, ruining her chances of becoming the Luna of the Dark Howlers pack." Damon clicked his tongue. Nora gave him a tight smile and increased the distance between them. She'd gotten the message to stay away. For now. Damon became immersed in his thoughts, completely ignoring Nora as she fidgeted by his side. He recollected everything he knew about the silver-haired girl and tried to come up with something that made sense. Damon assumed that the girl was in Omega. Otherwise, why would she have brought towels into his bathroom? He also took into consideration her poor treatment. If she had any standing, Alpha Edward would know if she was being mistreated. Of course, there was the possibility that Alpha Edward knew about it, and he was pretending to be oblivious. Damon wanted to ask Nora if she knew something about the beatings or the girl with the silver hair, but he quickly decided not to. If anyone suspected that he was specifically interested in one girl with poor standing, that could backfire big time. The last thing he wanted was to jeopardize the girl in any way. He had to connect the dots on his own. Anyone with injuries like hers would probably stay in bed, either in the pack hospital or in her room. The fact that she was looking for food in the middle of the night while injured meant that she hadn't eaten dinner, and her skinny appearance told Damon that she'd skipped many other meals as well. His heart ached. If the girl was in Omega, she would live in one of these common buildings, and Damon would be able to pick up her scent. Another thing he couldn't make sense of was why she had been looking for food in the pack house when there was a kitchen in each of those buildings. The more Damon thought about it, the less sense it made. It all felt like he was trapped in a game of hide and seek. He was exasperated, and his mind was a mess. His life had been so much simpler before he saw that girl sneaking out of his room as Marcy pleasured him. Damon didn't want to think about her, and he couldn't believe that he'd spent so much time searching for her. The smartest thing to do was leave this pack and return home to his routine. Eventually, her addictive scent would fade from his mind, and he would be normal again. Damon wanted to leave the Red Moon Pack and go home. He really did. But as more time passed, Damon realized that he couldn't leave without seeing the girl with the silver-colored hair again. Just one more time. He wanted to make sure that she was okay. At least that's what he told himself. Damon hoped that if he could inhale her sweet, citrusy scent of freesia a few more times, he might be sated. Or maybe he would find out that it didn't affect him anymore. And then there were those sparks that had felt so divine. Yes, he needed to feel those again as well. Just once, and then he would leave. Definitely. Damon dismissed Nora and roamed around the pack house and community buildings on his own, but with no luck. It was like the girl had simply disappeared. Damon was desperate. Was she a ghost who had come to torture him? He was never this anxious. He returned to his room in an angry funk, ignoring Caden and Maya's mind links about dinner. Caden and Maya had noticed that Damon was acting strangely, but he didn't explain, no matter how many times they asked. Damon was irritable, and more than once he'd said they were leaving, only to turn around and tell them they were staying longer. To say that Maya and Caden were confused was an understatement. Damon was never indecisive, and he never refused a naked woman, like he did with Marcy, as they later saw on the security footage. And this was enough proof for Caden and Maya that Damon was losing it. Caden and Maya agreed that if Damon's behavior escalated, they would take him away by force. The plan was that Maya would distract Damon, and Caden would whack Damon in the head, and then they would drag him into the car and drive away. Oblivious to Caden's and Maya's plans, Damon thought about his situation and realized that there was only one thing for him to do. He left his room around midnight and headed downstairs. Damon sat in the kitchen of the pack house with the lights off and waited. That's where he'd last seen the silver-haired girl, so he hoped that she would show up again. Damon hadn't slept the previous night, but every one of his muscles was tense, and he wasn't the least bit tired. His mind kept going through numerous scenarios of what he would say when the mysterious girl showed up and how she would respond. Would he play it cool and casually ask how she was doing? Or maybe he should wear a stern expression and demand an explanation as to why she'd disappeared last night without a goodbye. Or maybe he would put on a pitiful expression and say she'd hurt his feelings. According to the internet, girls liked it when a man exposed his vulnerable side. Damon still wasn't sure if he should embrace this madness or reject the girl, but he knew that he had to see her. His wolf would growl in displeasure whenever Damon thought about rejecting the girl as his mate, and whimper sadly when Damon was worried why she was not there yet. What if she was hurt? Had she left? Was she hungry? Damon shoved his hand into his hair. Maybe the girl was fine and sleeping, and he was an idiot for spending the night in the kitchen. Seconds ticked into minutes that turned to hours, painfully slow. And Damon was exasperated when he saw dawn light peeping through the window. She hadn't come. Damon was about to give up and head to his room when footsteps from the hallway grabbed his attention. He impatiently jumped to his feet in the hope that it was the girl. Damon's eyebrows came together when he saw a blonde Omega in her late 20s with a duster in her hand. Her eyes widened in surprise when she saw him. Can I help you, Alpha Damon? Damon rubbed his chin. Could she help him? Maybe. He looked around, making sure they wouldn't be overheard. If I ask you something, can you make sure it stays between us? The Omega nodded fervently in small, jerky movements. I'm trying to find a girl. I believe she's an Omega. This tall. He gestured with his hand. Skinny, waifish, silver-colored hair this long. He pointed below his shoulder. The woman's expression became thoughtful. You know her? Damon whispered urgently, while inching closer to the Omega who was now blushing profusely. The words were stuck in her throat. He was too handsome and too close, and all this was too sudden. Maybe...
Yes? Yes?
He asked impatiently. She blinked rapidly. The basement. There is a girl living in the basement.